Discussion where temporarily we can take our Gospel and Life books and close them. We will be opening them up again in our February session, and if you've already looked ahead in your Gospel and Life book, you'll notice that there's a whole bunch of pages right after this that are all about personal, going a little more in depth personally on the stuff that we've discussed this morning. That's not your first homework for the next month. That will probably take you about an hour, but it's not due until February. And so we'll assign that to you in January. If you're a keener or you're eager or this is just really capturing you right now, or you've got, this afternoon with nothing to do, then go ahead and plunge into it. But it's not the homework that we're putting on your plate for the next month. When you signed up for these sessions, you were probably told or promised or threatened at some point that there'd be about an hour and a half per month of homework. And of course, in addition to our devotional reading and journaling. You're encouraged to continue to pick up Seeking God's Face, whether that's for 3 successful days per week. Hey?
Shooting for 5.
Shooting for 5, that's good. Or whether that works for you to do it more, to continue that pattern and allow God to continue to foster that deep biblical heart in you. Your homework, though, in preparation for the December session is going to be this book, Leadership on the Line. Leadership on the Line is a text by Ronald Heifetz and Marty Lenski. They are great authors, and I'll tell you right now, they're not writing from a particularly Christian perspective, and which may help you as you think about even some of the conversations that we've had around the table. You're thinking about some of the non-Christians that you know in this city who are involved in leadership in some other way. The conversations that you can have with them about leadership that can come from this book. You can even hand this book off to them and foster more of those conversations. But this book is just a fantastic book. It also happens to be the text that Redeemer University College uses with their faculty to help them think about the specific task of leading. Because next time we get together, we're going to be talking about leading. And at the very beginning of here, it says, Leadership on the Line, staying alive through the dangers of leading. And I remember a number of years ago, we had an elder who joined our council here, and he seemed like he was getting shelled continually by comments and critique from many other folks. And he said, boy, I thought I was just coming to serve on council, but I feel like this is dangerous, right? And if you think through some of the dynamics of leading and the way that you're often trying to help others see the vision that you believe that God has laid on your heart, that sometimes it can feel dangerous. And so you're asked in the next month before our December session to read the first 50 pages, the first 2 chapters. That'll be the longest reading that we ask you to do in this book at any one time. But the first 2 chapters really do go together, and it's all about, and you'll receive an email about that in case you think you're going to forget the details of that. But it's all about the heart of danger and the faces of danger, and we'll go through that session next time. All right, so the last 10 minutes we're going to spend in prayer. And as we said at the beginning, when you get here, you can sit at whatever table you want. And ideally, each of these tables will be a mixture of Maranatha and River City folks. And we're going to sort of learn from each other's different experiences in our different contexts. But in these prayer groups, these triads we'll call them, because ideally there's 3 people in your triad, we want to encourage you to find 2 other people that are going to be regularly in your triad. It's the same triad each time, and that those 2 other people be from your church, from your congregation. The reason for that is we want to increase the likelihood and the potential for you to actually connect with each other more regularly, to encourage each other. And if you can do these things, if you can today identify who's in your prayer triad and pray with them today, identify who might be a leader in your triad, just a contact person, and have that name given to either, if you're from Maranatha, to me, or if you're from River City, to Daryl. Then Daryl and I will commit that over the next month we will connect with each one of you as a triad and help you get into these rhythms of encouraging each other. We're going to be having the same questions each time for our prayer triads, just to help you think about how to pray for each other. Those questions maybe came as a bit of a surprise last time, so it was more conversation than prayer. And maybe today there might be a little more conversation than prayer. Eventually it'll just be praying together for 10 minutes at the very end. And if you can do that today, good. But those two questions are these. Just simply, what is God saying? What is God saying to you right now? What's the thing that He's impressing on your heart? And what are you going to do about it? Right? If God's speaking into your capacity, your role as a leader, as a developing leader, what's He saying and how are you going to respond? And so let's take the last 10 minutes of our session to get into those prayer triads, to pray together, and at 10 o'clock, please feel free to leave. We want to really guard your time and make you know that you are very welcome to just go ahead and pick up and leave a mess behind you. Daryl and I will alternate and have teams that will clean up, and by all means, just feel free to do that. So let's shut my mouth and let you pray. Is that what you're saying, Ken? All right, very good. You should do that more often on Sunday morning.